Hi guys, today we're doing the daily message for June 26th, 2025, Thursday. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure to check out the channel for your zodiac sign readings for July 2025. Those are all up and they're time-stamped in the description box. We go through each sign, both love and career. So if you guys are interested, check those out. Let's see what Thursday, June 26th, 2025 has in store for us. Let's see. We have the book, the scythe, the rider, the ship, and the stork. Interesting. You're learning something you didn't know before. There's something here about you not knowing something or some details being hazy. This could be related to a business transaction. This could, I feel it more like a business transaction or something work related, but it can also be something romantic. But there's some information or some things that have been kept hidden from you or that you just are not aware of. But you're learning at least some of the information, and we'll get clarifiers to see just how deep you go and how much information you obtain. I don't know if you obtain all of the information just yet, but you are learning something that you didn't know before, and this is sort of helping you start a new life, a new path, a new way. Something that'll make you very happy, in fact. But it might cause an ending of some sort. So let's check it out. Let's see what this information is. This is also very fast-moving energy. Very fast-moving energy. Let's see. You have the Page of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Empress, the King of Swords. Wow, so many people. They're all people, you guys. Literally like all people. King of Swords, Page of Cups. If this is family, if this is family related, you are sort of learning something related to the family, whether it's the family's financial well-being, or it could be inheritance, or it can be trust information, like related to a trust or inheritance or something like that. Because for some reason, I'm feeling like this is generational. This is like mom, dad, grandma, kids, or grandpa, or mom, grandma, kids, or dad, right? How interesting. This could be related to property as well. So if there is, you're finding out news. So this is what it feels like to me. It feels like there may have been a passing in the family and there's some inheritance that is being sort of distributed. Inheritance in terms of money or property that you weren't aware of, that sort of sets you up to start a brand new life. So it does feel like sort of financial and family related. But primarily it feels like money related. If this is a work situation, I'm not really getting so much work, but if it is work related, there might be something where there's a change in the organization that you're working for, or the change in circumstances or environment, and it creates this sort of pathway for you to move forward in a new direction. If this is love, this could be a change in plans. If there's children involved, especially, this seems like it's a family, like it could be family related. But I think that there's a change of plans here with this information coming in. Let's get some more clarifiers. What I said about the inheritance earlier, it just feels like you're set up for life here. Or maybe you end up buying finishing up the details of a home or a purchase, and then it sets you up, or you end up signing, I guess it could be employment, you sign a new contract of employment and it sets you up like with great retirement benefits, with great medical, dental, that'll affect and impact positively your entire family. This could also be financial planning, where you talk to either an attorney or a financial planner in terms of getting all your documents and your information correct, so that you can leave stuff for your family, or you can inherit things if it's your parents that are planning. My goodness, look, page of wands, page of wands, spirit. I said what I said, right? What I always say. This is fast-moving energy, but I still get the sense that there's children involved. This could also be like college tuition. Like if you're making plans, if you're, going to be an empty nester, for example, or if you're planning for college for your kids, this could be one of the, planning out the savings accounts for their college funds and trying to figure out how to send multiple children to college, for example. So you have the Seven of Cups clarifying, the Three of Cups, Page of Wands again, like we talked about, Four of Pentacles, and Five of Wands. I think just be careful who you share this information with. Be careful who you talk to about your finances. You know how they say never share? There's like 3 things you never share. And of course, I'm like awful and I've forgotten like some of the 3 things that you never share with people. But one of them is supposed to be like your finances and your next step. Like, be careful who you share that information with, because it could cause a little bit of like friction, either between family members or between team members or something like that. If you're on your way to getting a promotion, or if you're working hard at getting a promotion at work, try not to tell people if you've applied for that new job, or if you've applied for that promotion or that new assignment or work project, because people are going to be people, and they're going to have opinions, and they're going to have things that they see, that they say, and that they feel, and whatever, and like it's going to rain on your parade. So just leave it alone and try to just kind of keep secret about your next steps and about your finances, because right now it feels like everyone's kind of doing well and you kind of want to keep that going. But however well everyone's doing now compared to how well y'all are going to be later is like astronomical. Like, this is going to put you on the map. That's what it feels like. And there's multiple ways of going about it, and I think those are some of the decisions that you're going to need to be making in the near future. But today is sort of about the planning and strategizing part of it, and thinking clearly and having clear direction about where to go in the future, and action. It's about taking action. I just think that you have to get all your ducks in a row, cross the T's, dot the I's, so that you know what direction you're headed in the future. Let's get an advice card here, because I see a lot of people benefiting from these decisions that you're making, these plans that you have, these strategies that you're like kind of mulling around in your head, because there's several ways of going about it, and you're sort of like, how exactly am I going to make this work where people aren't going to be fighting about it, or, sort of being greedy with this inheritance or this money or this sort of legacy that I'm trying to leave, or vice versa? How are we going to inherit this and not have like, sisters and brothers sort of trying to, get their piece of the cake or piece of the pie, whatever. I think you'll be successful in that. I just think that you need to make sure that you check out all of the options available to you. And like I said, just keep quiet about your next move. The Fates. Every time I get the Fates is like, the way that I see the Fates is there's an element of things are supposed to happen. There's junctions like in our lifetime, where no matter whether you go left or you go right, you're going to continue, and you're still going to hit the same junction the next time around later on in your path. So you could take the easy route, the difficult route, or whatever that looks like, but there's still junctions throughout our lives that we're going to come by no matter what happens. This is one of those junctions. If this is financial planning, like I said, like, leaving your stuff and leaving all your information, collecting all the stuff, you already know that that's going to be something that happens in your lifetime, and you're planning for it, and that's a great thing. But this also tells me that there are going to be people around you that are going to be helping you with this. You just need to tap into the right people. The King of Swords for me, usually in terms of positions or professional positions, are attorneys. So attorneys, financial planners, anything related to accounting, CPAs, things like that. People like that. So those are the type of people that you might want to get in contact with or talk to about what you're planning and strategizing. The Queen of Wands is a very sort of dynamic, direct energy. It's a very confident energy. Be confident that the universe has your back on this, because they do. They're sort of going to be putting those stones under your feet as you walk, but you have to kind of walk the path. And again, be careful about the information that you share. With the Empress here, I think there's plenty of abundance, right? She always talks about abundance, fertility. This could also be sort of planning for the future in terms of having children. Like if you're in a space where you want to start having children, planning for the future in terms of like, what is that going to cost for us? Like, how do we get the strollers? How do we get the this, the that? Or if it's IVF, right? IVF is expensive. If it's adoption, adoption is expensive as well, both locally and internationally. So there's an element of money with a nexus of like the heart and emotions. So make sure that you're being as fair as possible, but don't share too much information, because like I said, just trust that you are going to be, taking the correct steps that are convenient and that are the best suited for yourself. Just do your research, contact the local people, the contacts that you need to contact to get all the information so that you can move forward in a peaceful, prosperous way. But this will pan out for you. This is a huge, like I said, this is going to put you on the map, is what I'm feeling. Or it's going to really change your life in some kind of positive way. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out tomorrow's daily, and check out the July readings. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.